Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Tarot Tuesdays, where we explore all things tarot and I answer questions about this wonderful form of divination, and I do a general reading. Whenever you find this reading, there just may be some information to help you with some clarity, some direction, perhaps some motivation and inspiration for your life. Everyone, my name is Claire Candy Hough, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, which I write about in my #1 Amazon International Award-winning book, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel, which, by the way, is the sequel to my other #1 Amazon International bestseller, which is entitled One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. I'd like to welcome back all my regular, loyal subscribers. Thank you so much for liking and sharing and recommending and subscribing to these YouTube videos. It does help my channel to grow. And if you have found the Claire Candy Hough Angel Ariel YouTube channel for the very first time, let me share a little bit about myself through my full-time business, which is Angel Healing House, which can be found at angelhealinghouse.com. I'm a Reiki master teacher, having taught hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners and master teachers around the world. I'm also a clairvoyant. I'm also a psychic tarot card reader. I do past life clearings, ancestral healings, Akashic record readings, and I also do twin flame energetic reconnection sessions, whether your twin flame is currently in this incarnation on the earth plane with you, or whether they're across the veil, where they can help you enormously if you reconnect with them. If you are interested in any of my services, as well as those award-winning books, please do go visit my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or you can always phone 831-277-3716, and do remember that's Pacific Standard Time, as we are here in beautiful Santa Monica, California. For those who are interested, I am using my deck, which I created and designed. It's the Angel Healing House Tarot deck, and I created it along with a wonderful, very talented artist. Her name is Ariel, and hopefully this deck will be ready for purchase by the end of 2022. Fingers crossed. Tarot Tuesday always begins with a question. And over my 20 years of reading tarot, I've been asked many questions. And the first one, first of all, is, what is tarot? Well, my definition of tarot is that it is a form of divination that taps into the energies of a person's life. And it can indicate whether a person is positively affecting their lives, or if their actions and their energies are within are bringing about less than desired results for them to experience. Now, the cards are not magical in and of themselves. They do nothing except mirror what is already inside of the querent, and the querent is the person who receives the reading. Because the magic of free will and our abundant natures is inside each and every one of us, because that's where the magic lies. But what the cards can confirm is how we can use our free will to determine how we will direct those energies within us as to whether we can make a course correction in our lives or not, especially if our lives are not mirroring our desires within. And a lot of time, a reading will point to something that the person is not addressing or not attending to that will, if they make that course correction, will put them on a more beneficial path, or else a reading can show us confirmation that what we are currently doing is keeping us on the right course for our heart's desires, and how we can further enhance a positive journey for ourselves. All life is a journey, just like the Fool's journey in the tarot. And the tarot reflects the circumstances and sometimes the obstacles or the blocks we face along life's journey. And as the tarot shows us in the Fool's journey, is that everyone's life has challenges and its ups and its downs. But during those ups and downs, it is our attitude and perspectives along the journey that make all the difference in the world. Another question that I've been asked by other tarot readers is, who do I feel should shuffle the cards in a reading? Interesting. When the reader shuffles the cards, he or she is using their energy and the small motor muscles in their hands, which are controlling the flow and the sequence of where the cards are landing. And they are unconscious of the energy behind the shuffling. This is why many readers take their focus off of shuffling the deck, and instead they focus on calling in and connecting to spirit, to connecting to angels and spirit guides, to call in for the highest light-filled energies possible to bring messages forth. The undetected energies in these small muscles are being directed by the reader's intuition. And not only will it direct the cards, but it will silently tell them when to stop shuffling the deck. Now, once they stop shuffling, then the reader will have the querent, the person receiving the reading, cut the deck and choose which pile to pull cards from. Now, if one is giving a reading over the internet, one can cut the reader can cut the deck into 3 piles and ask the querent which one, the left, the right, the middle, or the right, which one they choose to draw from. Now, there are some readers who hand their deck to the querent and have them shuffle and stop when they intuitively led to stop shuffling, then cut the deck and choose the cards. By allowing the person who is receiving the reading to participate in the shuffling and the cutting of the deck, they feel that they have some personal investiture in the reading, and they're placing their energies into the reading, and therefore they are taking responsibility for the outcome and for determining their own destiny, rather than allowing just another person alone to determine their fate. Whichever way a reader chooses, many readers would agree that the procedure of shuffling the cards is not just some random occurrence, but that it is a sacred act. Hence, many tarot readers enhance and give this feeling of sacred energy by doing certain things. Some readers light candles, which bring in more light and bring in a glow and a warmth to their reading. Some play music, some light incense, and others say prayers or invocations to be used as a channel for only the highest positive, life-affirming, helpful messages to come through. And again, they ask for assistance from the angels, from spirit guides, those in spirit who are only of the purest, highest light of God, to come through during a reading. So let's go to the Angel Healing House Tarot deck and see what messages, helpful general messages are coming through. And as always, my angelic family, we are called the Posse of Angels, and they're always with me 24/7, and they're here, as always, to help bring forth the messages. While I'm shuffling, if you would like, perhaps, you can think of a situation, a question that you're dealing with, or a concern, and see if the cards can provide you with some information around it. While I am shuffling, how have you been affected by these eclipse energies and the extra jolt from the full moon in Scorpio that occurred yesterday, and yesterday being May 16th? Many of my Angel Healing House healing practice clients have felt completely drained and exhausted as we are now going through this void between these eclipses that is stripping us bare to release and surrender everything. Add to this the Mercury retrograde that we are in now, which started on May 10th and will go to June 3rd. We have the perfect recipe for feeling absolutely squashed and flattened, and might I add, very vulnerable, as if everything is taken away from us, and in this way it's creating space for only that which is of our highest order to then come in. Now, one of the things that we can do to tremendously help us is to keep hydrating, lots and lots and lots of water, taking Epsom salt baths, grounding ourselves in nature, and making time for quiet reflection. Because we are integrating so many powerful higher energies at the moment, yes, do some exercise to get your those energies flowing and integrating them in our bodies. But we forget that another way we can help to integrate the energies is by emotionally nourishing ourselves by doing something creative. When we do this, we open to receive intuitive messages and divine guidance from spirit guides, from our angels, and it encourages more serendipity, more synchronicity, more magic, and of course, more miracles of limitless potential to enter our lives. One more shuffle, split it into 3 decks, and let's see what's coming in. I'm usually a middle girl, so I'll take the middle pile. And I'm going to be doing the traditional 10-card Celtic cross. There are lots of different spreads which readers use. For this reading, I'm going to be doing the traditional Celtic cross. The first card that comes out, and just to remind everyone, or for those that don't know, in a Celtic cross there are 10 positions. The first position is our general situation. So let's see what comes up. The first is the 6 of Pentacles. Now, there are so many things when I teach tarot, when I do a reading, is to look at this card. This is my 6 of Pentacles. So let's just get an overall story here. We have a beautiful woman in a flowing green leafed robe, and she's holding up what looks like scales, which are filled with coins overflowing. There is a coin tree behind her, and there are 3 woodland characters, a skunk, a raccoon, and a little chipmunk, and they are all holding out their hands to receive these falling coins. It's the number 6 card. Numbers are very important in the tarot. The 6 is coming into a time of a firmer foundation, stability, security, a time where we have come out of the rocky number 5 card, which is often a card of changes and challenges. Remember, 2021 was a 5-year. Well, 222 is a 6-year. A firmer foundation. The 6 of Pentacles, and because it's a Pentacles card, it's about grounding. It's about physical, tangible abundance in our lives. Now, abundance can come in all forms. It can come, yes, in the form of finances. It can come in material possessions. It can come in feeling abundant in love, abundance of health, abundance of just feeling more abundant and prosperous and peaceful and loving and more rich inside, regardless of our monetary and our finances in our lives. The Six of Pentacles is the giving and receiving card. And what the Posse of Angels, my angelic family, is sharing with us now is that this eclipse, which we just experienced, was a south node eclipse. And it really, really matters where an eclipse is, either in the north node, in the south node. Now, just a note to go back. On April 30th, we had a partial solar eclipse, and that one was a north node eclipse. A north node eclipse bring in faded opportunities, faded offers, different things to come around again to offer us something. This eclipse that we experienced on May 16th was a full moon in Scorpio, which is like transformative and metamorphosis, all wrapped up together. But this was a south node eclipse, and that south node eclipse is karmically paying us back, or a payout from something that we've done before. Okay, so with this, the giving and the receiving card, many of us are going to be receiving fated, destined, and karmic paybacks at this time. And that's what the eclipses are bringing in. So very grounded finances, money, material things very tangible that we can utilize in our lives. And it is a karmic payback. So there we have the Six of Pentacles. Now that's our general situation. That's a pretty good general situation to have at this moment as we go into the rest of May and certainly into June. And this comes at a perfect time because Mercury retrograde, which, holds us back so that we can review and we can re-edit our lives, as it eases off and as it starts to go forward to that time it stations direct, moves forward. It takes about a week to 10 days to get out of its shadow phase, but it will be moving forward, is the perfect time to receive those karmic and fated paybacks or payouts now, as they are calling it. Okay, the next position in a Celtic cross is what is crossing us at the moment. And what is crossing us can either hinder us or can help us. And the next card that's the next card that's coming out is the Ace of Pentacles. I love how in my deck that this is the light of spirit, heaven's light, shining down, whoosh, and bringing something in. The number ones are the number of new beginnings, fresh starts, new things being offered to us. And this is the hand of the divine coming up out of the earth, something, again, very tangible in our money, in our material things, new jobs, new offers, new business propositions. People notice you and want you to be a part or part of what they are doing. And also that they're showing me and pointing out Mr. Turtle here. Mr. Turtle is saying that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that's secure. This is something that we can, take to the bank, something that is very, very stable for us. It's long-term. And it is something that is very grounded for us, and it's a very, very new beginning. So both cards, what I'm picking up now, is the green in both cards. The green is very healing. The green is very comforting. The green is that of Mother Nature's. Mother Nature nourishes and nurtures our soul. So this is something that is going to be coming in that is going to greatly nurture and nourish us on our new path. The number one on our new path that we will be stepping into. The next position in a Celtic cross is, some people choose the next card from the bottom. I like to go straight to the top, and going straight to the top is what is the umbrella of this reading? Some people call it the higher consciousness to this, and it's the Emperor. Look at the green in these cards. The green is, again, a healing energy, the bounty of Mother Nature. This is a 4 card. 4 cards are all about stability, sound foundation, security, again, those things that we can physically and tangibly see. Now, the Emperor is that card of authority. If you take this as you, people will now see, with all the healing work that you've done, with all the integration, the non-judgment, the taking responsibility for your life, the forgiveness work that you've done, all of those wonderful energies you hold inside, people will now see that you are an authority in your field. They'll see the leader inside of you and want to work with you. They'll want you on their team. They'll want you a part of their business. They will offer you jobs or offers or things like that. Of course, it's your free will whether you want to accept this or not. But in my Emperor card here, he is implacable. He is immovable. And he knows who he is. He's in his integrity. And he'd have to be if his throne was between 2 divergent waterfalls. Now, if this person is somebody else, this is a person who is, they're saying, is part of your soul tribe, a person in authority whom wants you on their team, wants to support you, encourage you, and to offer you something. So either way, it's a very, very good card to get at the top of a reading. Now, I often call this card "Who's the Boss" card. Because an emperor is truly a boss. He's so diplomatic, and he really cares for people. Unlike a king who just gets the position because of his birthright, and he may be a lousy, SOB or whatever, but an emperor has really gained the respect of the people. I also call this card the large and in charge card. So many of us, the posse of angels, are reminding me that many of us are going to be stepping into leadership roles and utilizing our wisdom and our experience to build those new structures and new systems on our new planet of Earth. And it is a very exciting time. Once again, this is the second card that is bringing that light in from heaven. Something unexpected comes in to set us on our dharmic path, and it is fated. It's karmic. And you're not in competition with anybody. They want you to know what is yours is divinely yours, and it can never be taken away. So stop worrying. Stop doubting that it's ever going to happen. What is yours will be for yours, and stop worrying how and when and if it is even possible, because Spirit has your back. Next, what is at the base of the reading? The 9 of Cups. I love this. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. When I do a reading for a client, it's always make a wish. Make a wish, because there are 78 cards in a tarot deck. There is only one wish card. And here in my deck, the blue genie is rubbing the Aladdin's lamp. And what's popping out is all of those fairies with their cups full to offer you the fulfillment of your wishes. Now, the posse of angels is also saying, be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it. And with wishes coming true often comes added responsibilities. So be very careful what you wish for. But this is saying that the wish fulfillment is coming in. Now, the wishes that are going to be filled or fulfilled may come in not around what you expected and not what you were, attaching yourself to, but it is going to fulfill your soul's purpose. And after all, that's why we're here. We're not here for our ego. We're not here for anything else but for the fulfillment of our soul's purpose. Sure, it's going to be something that you love doing. It's going to be something which, sort of ticks all those boxes as per, something you love doing, something which you get to utilize your gifts and your talents and your abilities. You work with like-minded people, your wonderful soul tribe, all of those things. But let go of the how and the when you think it coming in, and those wishes will be fulfilled. Beautiful card with those dancing fairies. Now let's go to the recent past. What do we have in the recent past? Well, we have this one was on top, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords card is that card of authority. She is very intellectual. She's also the Libran card in the minor arcana. I know this because I'm a Libran, and she is mentally very acute in figuring things out. Many people say that the Queen of Swords is not emotional at all, but that's not the case. She approaches life with a very analytical, very intellectual point of view. And she's still very loving, but that is her modus operandi. That is her go-to. And the fact that we can see that the Griffin appears in my Queen of Swords card, it's because she not only leads with her intellect and by being very mental and having great clarity with her thoughts, but that she entertains heaven's design by inviting in her imagination and that higher vision of hers. So she's not just all in her head. So this being in the past, many of us have married heaven on earth in that we're co-creating with spirit. Yes, it could be very analytical. Yes, we could have great clarity, but we're not in this alone. And we allow heaven's designs to co-create our lives with. So that's what's gotten us to this point in our journey. Let's go to the next side over here, which is the near future. And our near future is as a result of stepping up, releasing, letting go, putting our focus on our heart's desires, we will see we've attained a higher ground, so to speak. You see this beautiful woman. I just love. I don't know if you could see the folds in her dress. And now what is she looking down on? She's looking at her ships coming in. That's what she's looking at. All of the hard work, all of the dedication, all of the effort that she's put in, all of the energies. I love that it's a number 3. The 3 number is the card of creation. We've created those ships now coming in for us, and the white dog tells us that we did it with our faith, our hope, and our trust, not only in ourselves, but in the co-creation with Spirit. And when we invite Spirit into our life, the 3 becomes the number of miracles. Wherever 2 or more are gathered in that name, that higher source's name, miracles happen. So look, I love that it's a wands card, because the wands are about our careers. It's about our work, our vision, our ideas, and our projects. And of course, the more that we put in the effort in things and we believe in them, regardless of what we see in the outside reality, then that energy will then create those opportunities for those ships to come into us. So beautiful 3 of Wands there in the near future. So what are we working with? The next position is some people call it their psychological state, how we shine ourselves out into the world. And the next card comes out with this one. This is the 2 of Swords. What we see in my 2 of Swords is a very peaceful person. This is often called the stasis card. She has a blindfold on. She has a blindfold on. She's not particularly perturbed about anything. And she has a choice. There's a very handsome gentleman there, and has, I don't know if you can see, it's probably too small to see, but he's offering her an engagement ring. That's on one path. On the other path, we have the sailing ship, where she could jump on the ship and go to different cultures and experience different cultures and go to different countries and kick up her heels. And what does she decide to do? She decides the decision she's making is the decision of no decision at the moment. And that's where many of us are. We are waiting for that sign, that message, that intuitive hit that will, the two is partnership and is us co-creating with spirit in order to step on our next path. And the next path we're going to be stepping on is our dharmic path. In my Angel Healing House Blog Talk Radio for quite some time, which, by the way, airs on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and where you can call in for free mini angel readings. I've given away thousands, and now in its 11th and a half year. I've spoken about how we are now, many of us, going to be stepping onto our dharmic paths. And this co-creation with spirit is bringing this about. So allow yourself to be in this place of not knowing, and that's okay, because we are on a need-to-know basis, and we are co-creating with spirit, and we will be shown how and when to move forward. And many of us, the posse of angels are saying, are going to be moving. It's just that plain and simple. We're going to be moving locations in order to better serve ourselves and then better serve the collective. So that's then the next position up from that is, some people say, is our environment, how our environment sees us. Some people actually call that the unseen force. Now, this is something that is out of your control, okay? It's absolutely out of your control, and all of your energies and all of the rest of the messages here have brought this about. And this is the Six of Cups. Now, this unseen force, and with it being a 6 card, this is the second 6 we've gotten, again, is going, the unseen force is it's bringing in more of a stable, more stability, more security, more of a stronger foundation for our lives. This is our soul family that's coming in to recognize, support, promote, encourage us. This could be somebody that, you know, in a Mercury retrograde, what often happens is people from our past come back into our lives to for a reunion to happen in some way. It could be people from our past incarnation that we've known from a past incarnation, from somebody from our soul group coming back in. But whatever this reunion is, look at those angels there. It is divinely blessed. It's karmic. It's meant and destined and fated to happen. Yes, this is the card of nostalgia. It's the card of sentimentality. It also could be the card of children, but it definitely is about somebody from the past coming back in. And because it is at this time, after the eclipses, and with coming towards the end of Mercury retrograde, towards the end of May 2022, and into June, it is a time of meeting our soul tribe, and them coming in to help. And this is the unseen force now. And it's a very, very exciting time to be here on the planet. The next position is our hopes and fears. Now, sometimes our hopes can be our fear. For instance, what happens, like in the Nine of Cups, where kaboom, after you've been quiet for so long, all of these offers start to come in. People love what you're doing. They like your energy. They want to work with you. And suddenly, you're inundated with different things. So that's your hope that will happen. But the reality, your fear, is that, oh my gosh, now I'm going to have to prioritize. I'm going to have to put some on the back burner or not take some. And with with greater wishes coming true comes greater responsibility. You know, my time is going to be taken up with so many things. So let's go see what's in our hopes and fears. Well, there we go. This is the one. Let me see. We've got Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. This is a very balanced reading. We have 2 cups. We have 3 pentacles. We have 1, 2. We have 2 swords, major arcana, which is the Emperor. But the 9 of Pentacles is about having being independently wealthy and living a luxurious life. Now, a luxurious life can be different for each one of us, but that feeling of abundance and this seems to go through at this reading: security, stability, a stronger foundation when it comes to our finances and our material wealth. And so it's a hope, but it's also a fear. What am I going to do with all this money? I know you're thinking, I would really like to have that headache. But, you know, setting up charities, setting up trusts, making really, really sure that that money does get to the people that need it the most. I've heard from many practitioners that their dream is to open up a healing practice. I've had Angel Healing House healing practice for the last 20 years, and I can tell you the great fruition that I've had, the wealth of being able to help people to help themselves and to realize how divine they are. This has been priceless for me. And it has enriched my life beyond anything I could ever imagine. So there we have the very wealthy life, independent life, and that's many people's hope. Okay, now let's go to the final outcome. Now, just an aside about this final outcome is, if you don't like the final outcome in a tarot reading, you have all the wherewithal. You're this powerful, sovereign, independent, multidimensional spirit in human form, and you can change the outcome depending on whether you like it, it's beneficial for you, or it is not an outcome which you like. So, but as we traverse through this Celtic cross, it has brought us to another Pentacle card, very grounded card. Now, the outcome is as a result of, look at this fairy. She has put in the effort, the time, she's watered the ground, she's used her spade, she's used this little hoe here, and now she's watching all of her hard efforts, all these 7 pentacles. She gets to sit down, to rest, to relax, review and re-edit, certainly during a Mercury retrograde. And the 7 is the number of doing the work of the divine, or allowing the divine, the God, source, creator, and angels to come in and co-create what we've been creating. We do not have to push anymore. We don't have to control life. All we need to do now is sit back and co-create. And when we get that intuitive hit, then we take inspired action towards that. So another very, very grounded card. So what is coming in for us is very tangible and is very physical in our realities. So many times in a tarot reading, if a card is not 100% clear, or the tarot reader needs more information on the cards, they will pull from another deck and get more clarity on that. But I think I feel that's really been clear as to where we are now, having just experienced those eclipses, the fact that we're in a Mercury retrograde. Give it time to simmer. If you want to do something, relax. Do something creative. Take time for self-care, The collective is in a bit of a void before we move on from this Mercury retrograde. It's giving us time to clear out our closets, clear out our office drawers, do those things that we really need to do in order then to be ready for the new to come in for us. But what I will do is I will choose some cards from another deck just to get some, that card just flew out. Get some over, and I do take jumpers to get some messages coming in just as an overall. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and let's take a few from the top. The first card that's coming in for us is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a karmic, destined fate. It's a number 1. So many of us are going to be stepping into a new beginning. It's a fresh start. Allow it to happen. Now, you've got free will. Whatever is offered to you, you don't have to take. There is no right and wrong. But they're saying that this is no less than your soul's purpose to step into, because you knew when you signed your contract in your book of life as a spirit across the veil that you were going to come back and you were going to help Mother Earth's new era of light by being of service for your soul's highest alignment and highest purpose. And this is a very fated time for the collective and for you to step into. The next card that's coming out for us is this card. It's the Death card. The Death card is not scary. The Death card is, most of the time, the majority of time, it's not about somebody dying, but it's about completing a cycle. And with these eclipses, we just completed a cycle. And we're now going into a new cycle. It's a very lucky card, the Death card, because of the number 13. Now, I know many of you may equate 13 with Friday the 13th, but 13, its origins were associated with Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and the divine feminine wisdom. And you're saying, well, how can that be when it's like Friday the 13th? It's because of the power of the divine feminine that the patriarchal community decided to squash the divine feminine's power. And so they demonized the number 13 and they made it unlucky when 13 is probably the most lucky card, the lucky number that there is. And it's an extraordinary, wonderful number. So there we have the number 13. Next card that's coming out for us is, I love this card. It's called the 10 of Cups. It's another 1, as far as I'm concerned, because 1 and 0 is added together as 1. I call this the Sunshine, Lollipops, and Roses card. This is the height of emotional abundance, of attainment, of happiness, of joy, of all aspects of our lives coming together now. It's because we are co-creating with Spirit. We understand this, and we've integrated so many of these higher consciousness concepts of taking responsibility for our lives, non-judgment, and just filling our lives with kindness and generosity and love and compassion. And these are the energies that do create that beautiful energy within. Next card that's coming out for us is the 1. Is the Magician card, another card of new beginnings. But this card is coming in to tell us that we've married heaven and earth. And many of us are living that heaven on earth existence now. And we'll be stepping in those roles so that heaven on earth planet of ours, it can now, the structures and systems and new things that we're going to be working on and collaborating with are going to it's going to feel like a very a magical existence now, in thriving on a beautiful planet of acceptance and love and truth and justice. Just wonderful. And finally, this is the new coming in. The new coming in, the 8 of Wands. is, if you put the 8s on the side, it is the lemniscate, which is the proper word for the infinity symbol. Again, Lemniscate, lemniscate. And this is coming back around. What may have eluded us before is going to come in very quickly, bring in the movement, and it's going to have many of us moving. So I hope all of that has been helpful, and you've garnered some information. If you would like an in-depth, that's what I was going to say, an in-depth channeled tarot reading with myself and my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, do call Angel Healing House on 831-277-3716, and that's Pacific Standard Time, or go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. Go out, everyone, and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. And do remember to connect with me in 2 days' time on Angel Healing House Blog Talk Radio Show at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a weekly show, and where I give away free mini angel readings, as I've done over these past 11 years. And you can call in and try to get on the show. I also, in the first 20 minutes, go through looking at the astrological aspects and how they're affecting all of us. So I'm wishing you love, and as always, angel blessings. And I do look so forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.